Hey guys, it's Heather. I'm so sorry it's been so long since my last video. I kept sitting down and trying to think of videos to do, and my mind has kind of been blank on creative videos that aren't me just rambling about nursing school. So that's kind of what this one is still going to be. School is over for the semester. I can't believe it. I passed my first semester of the RN program, which for me, because I was coming in as an LVN, was actually the second semester of the RN program. So that's so super exciting. I was so nervous starting this semester. I didn't know what to expect. I did it through the same school, but I wasn't sure what to expect. I had no idea really in terms of school what the difference was between an RN program and an LVN program. So basically, I just kind of want to go over what I learned this semester. Regarding those differences and just my experience as a whole. So, um, basically, what I've come to learn about LVNs versus RNs is that LVNs have a basic nursing education. That's not to say that they don't know very much. That's not to say that LVNs don't have very hard and rigorous schooling, because they do. I went through it. I know exactly how tough it is. The amount of things that I learned in my LVN program and during the 1 year almost that I worked full time as an LVN is just astronomical. I learned so much stuff. So saying that, I didn't really know what the difference was. Like, why is there really two licenses? All this stuff. And so this semester in the RN program has really helped me to kind of understand that a little bit better. So a lot of the stuff that we went over this semester was somewhat of a review for me, but it was taken to a whole nother level. Like, I learned this about acid base balance in LVN school, and in the RN program I learned this. So I think part of the reason that my learning curve was so much higher this time around was because I'd been exposed to it before. And so it wasn't just some completely new foreign topic to me. I think that really helped out a lot. So when I was learning things in the LVN program, I was, like I said, getting the basics of it, and it was also my first experience with it. So that makes you learn a bunch, but you might not always understand it to the full extent until you are around it more, get more experience with it. And that's exactly what I experienced in the RN program, was me getting my basics and then evolving it into a bigger and better picture. So, I mean, I can't believe how much more I know and understand now, and things that I thought were hard seem more easy to me and everything like that. So, that was something that was kind of unexpected for me. I really didn't know how the semester was going to play out, but I am surprised and pleased with how much I did learn. Um, Clinicals, I was actually at a facility that I was at previously in the LVN program, so I was a little bit disappointed about that. I really wanted a completely new experience, because this was one of the big main med surge clinical rotations of the RN program. Next semester we do peds, OB, and mental health, and then the last semester we do more stuff preparing for graduation and med surge again, but this was like our big chunk. So I had a great experience, though that's not to say I didn't learn a lot, because I totally did. I just do wish I could have been in a different hospital setting. This particular hospital uses like paper charting and things like that, so I felt like we were at a slight disadvantage in the fact that, vast majority of hospitals now use computer-based charting. So that's something we're really going to be a little bit behind on compared to some of the other clinical groups next semester when we go to some of the other hospitals that we'll be at. But yeah, clinicals this semester I had a really good experience, especially considering the fact that we got to do some specialty rotations, which I found really exciting and interesting. We got to go to the ICU, the operating room, and the ER. The ER was by far my favorite, and most of the other students in my class's favorite as well. Sorry, my dog just like opened the door and it scared me. Um, yeah, so the ER was awesome. I kept getting questions the whole time during my specialty rotations, like, what semester are you in? When do you graduate? What do you want to do when you graduate? And everything. I tried to kind of keep it a secret from as many people as I could that I was an LVN, just because I didn't want any extra expectations or questions or anything like that. So I just kind of acted like I was a completely, clean slate. And that's how I wanted to be in the clinical setting anyways. I didn't want to think of myself any differently than any other student. So, yeah, I really liked the ER, though. I could definitely see myself striving to work there once I graduate. My town has a lot of residency type programs for nurses, and they usually do have an ER residency in there. So I would be so excited to do that. I just really liked how vast of, things that you could see, a vast array of things that you could see in the ER, compared to, like, the OR was not for me at all. I really didn't enjoy it. It was boring from a nursing perspective. It was cool getting to watch the surgeries, but from a nursing perspective, there's not much patient care. There's not really much skill, and it was just not for me. ICU could be really good. Our particular hospital that I was at had a really small ICU, and so the day that I was there, I only got to have a nurse with one patient, and he was really pretty stable. He was getting moved up to the floor, like either that day or the next day. So that was a little bit disappointing. But the ER was awesome. You can see adults, geriatrics, PD, probably even OB. I didn't see that day, but I'm sure they get OB people coming in. Like I said, vast array. You get people coming in. One person came in with a headache, and then they took too long to be seen, so they had to leave. So, it was like an emergency to come in, but then they had other better things to do. So that was kind of interesting. And then you have people that are really serious coming in. One of the patients had to have their hip externally rotated back into the socket, which was really cool to get to see. So, there's different levels of patient acuity in the ER. So you can have, like I said, anything from somebody coming in with a headache to somebody whose bone is out of socket, heart attacks, strokes, all that stuff. So I would really be interested in seeing more of the ER and doing more, research into possibly applying to some of those residencies when I get closer to graduation next year. So yeah, I thought that overall, basically because I was at the same school, there was a lot of similarities between the LVN program and the RN program and the way that they're structured, as far as classes and clinical times. As far as the actual program itself, I have to say I think the RN program is a little bit better organized, and I'm honestly saying I'm enjoying myself better this time. And I don't know, it's hard to say if I could, separate them completely and experience them differently or without each other and then compare them, if that makes sense. But and I don't know if I'm enjoying the RN program, like I said, better because I've been through it before, so I'm understanding it more, or what it is exactly. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I had a bit of a curveball at the very beginning of the semester, as you saw from my video, where I made a really low for me grade on a test, which really rocked my confidence. That really, really sucked and really hurt because I had such high expectations for myself coming in, being an LVN already, and having gone through the LVN program and made pretty good grades. That really rocked my self-confidence. I'm glad to say I significantly picked up my grades the rest of the semester, and I performed to what I feel like is a good standard for me and something that I can be proud of. So that's something that's really exciting. What else can I say? Checkoff sucked, but everything was a review for me except for doing IV pushes. That was something new for my checkoff, and it was nerve-wracking. I hate checkoffs. I hate them so much. I'm so glad to say I only have 2 more checkoffs for my whole entire nursing school career left, and I just want them to be done and over with. But they were not that bad. I like the way that they're set up better for the RN program than they were for the LVN program. I feel like you get a better understanding of the skill that you're doing, and you get an adequate time to prepare. So it makes you less nervous, and therefore you perform better. I also like the fact that they're graded on a pass-fail basis, whereas on the LVN program you were actually given a numerical grade. So you had the stress of a checkoff, and you had the stress of making a grade high enough that you were happy with so that you could keep your grade up or whatever. And so I like the fact that it's a pass-fail thing, and it doesn't negatively affect your grade. You either pass or you fail. So I really like that. I keep getting a lot of questions still. I have a video about like why I did LVN versus RN first and all that stuff, but I still keep getting a lot of questions about it. And so I just want to kind of address, that really quickly. I did the LVN program first because I've already been a nurse for a little over a year now. And if I had done the RN program straight away, I would be in probably the exact same semester of the RN program that I am now. So I would have spent the whole time of not only being in the LVN program, but working as an LVN waiting to get into the RN program at my school. People with perfect grades still have to wait a semester to get in. So for me, that was really the best choice to do it. If you don't have as much of a wait list, or you already have, another degree or something like that, I would say, do the RN thing first. But if you're like me, you don't have a degree and you really just want to get in and get your feet wet with figuring out if nursing's for you, do CNA and then get into an LVN program, especially if it's got a really quick entrance. I think now that the LVN program that I went to has a pretty long wait time as well as the RN program, so I don't know how beneficial that is now, but at the time I was able to immediately get in. I got my schooling done, I graduated, I passed the NCLEX, and I started working, and then I finished my prereqs for this. I have people in my class that were taking prereqs at the same time I was and waiting like a year and a half to get in because, like I said, even people with 4.0s had to wait a semester, and a lot of people don't have 4.0s, so they have to wait additional semesters, reapplying, everything like that. The way our deadlines are for my class is really strange as well, so that puts another factor of waiting on. So basically, it saved me not necessarily time, but agony over what am I doing with my life, all this stuff of being able to get into a program, accomplish something, and then keep moving towards my goals. So that's just something that really worked out for me. Like I said, I would probably be in the exact same position I am now, maybe a semester ahead, but I've already been through this before. I'm excelling in the RN program. I'm understanding it better. I'm getting more out of it, and I've already been a nurse for a year. So to me, that really, is priceless. That says it all. Yeah, this video is already really long, but yeah. I have the summer off technically from nursing program. LVN program was a little bit different. We went straight through the summer. The RN program has the summer off. You have the option of taking a couple of classes. I think just one actually, one class in the summertime. You don't graduate any faster. It just cuts out a class. I opted not to do that. I'd rather just have everything the way it's set up for fall. It's foolproof in the fall. I don't know how summer is. You get different teachers. I really like my group at school that I'm at. We have different little campus things, but I really like that. And I have 4 more classes for my bachelor's because I want to transfer to get that as soon as I can after my RN. So I'm going to take those this summer. I'm taking it all in the first 6 weeks because I really don't want to spend my whole summer in school. I really need to try to work as much as I can, and I just want to have a little bit of relaxing time where I don't have to worry about school, because doing this over again, in a way, it does kind of make you burn out a little bit faster. It's harder to get the motivation to study. So yeah, I hope everybody else is having a great summer. So far, it's the very, very beginning of it. I hope everybody did well in your classes and on your finals. If you have any more questions for me, just let me know. And I want to address my Facebook. I made a Facebook page. It's still the same name, Heather Hearts Nursing. But I really want to start posting on there more, but I need more people to like it. So if you like my videos and like, watching on here and have questions about nursing, I look at Facebook way more than I look at this account. I have to log into a completely separate account and email to get on here to reply to things, whereas on my Facebook, I can reply immediately. I haven't posted in a little bit, but I want to start getting, more followers, I guess you could say, on there, so we can start talking about nursing, and y'all guys can ask me questions, give me ideas for videos and everything like that. But anyways, guys, I'm going to cut this off now because it's really long. Thank you so much for watching my channel. If you have any more questions, just let me know. I hope everybody has a great summer, and I'll talk to y'all soon.